Friends, Union Budget is teaching strategy, steel, and stability into India's growth story. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman's presentation of the Union's Budget 2026 marks a defining moment in India's fiscal journey. Key drivers include mega textile parks designed as integrated manufacturing clusters, mirroring the China model of scale, logistic efficiency, and supply chain depth, but adapted to Indian conditions. Finance, markets, and banking reform. On the financial front, the budget opts for reform over relief. A high-level committee on banking for Viksit Bharat will undertake a comprehensive review of the banking sector. Namaskar, I welcome all to the digital media of Uday India. Myself Deepak Kumar Rath, and today, as usual, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman presented her budget, and let us see and analyze what are the budget highlights for 2026-27. Friends, Union Budget is teaching strategy, steel, and stability into India's growth story. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman's presentation of the Union's Budget 2026 marks a defining moment in India's fiscal journey. It is her ninth consecutive budget under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership, and the first time in the independent India's history that a union budget has been presented on a Sunday. The symbolism is subtle but telling. This is a government focused less on spectacle and more on continuity, discipline, and long-term economic statecraft. Budget 2026 consciously avoids populist temptations. There are no headline-grabbing tax giveaways or last-minute shops. Instead, it doubles down on strategy, manufacturing scale, infrastructure depth, financial reform, and human capital, signaling confidence in India's economic trajectory. In textile sectors, from welfare sector to strategic weapon, one of the most striking shifts in this budget is the repositioning of textiles. Once treated largely as a labor incentive welfare sector, textiles are now framed as a strategic industry tied to exports, employment, and geopolitical leverage. India's aggressive textile push directly challenges Bangladesh's export-led dominance, built on low-cost labor and preferential market access. What was earlier a low-cost competitor now faces an Indian manufacturing ecosystem focused on scale, integration, and value addition. Key drivers include mega textile parks designed as integrated manufacturing clusters, mirroring the China model of scale, logistic efficiency, and supply chain depth, but adapted to Indian conditions. A decisive pivot toward technical textiles, signaling intent to move beyond cotton and apparel into high-margin, technology-driven global segments. Samarth 2.0, which treats skilling as productive infrastructure by tightly aligning industry needs with academic training. The Mahatma Gandhi Gram Swaraj initiative, which globalizes khadi, handloom, and handicrafts through branding, quality control, and export linkages rather than symbolic nostalgia. The broader impact is structural. Weavers, artisans, ODOP products, MSMEs, and rural youths are no longer peripheral to growth. They are being hardwired into global value chains. In this budget, fabric becomes policy and looms become leverage. In infrastructure sector, if you see, capital spending as growth insurance, budget 2026 reinforces infrastructure as the backbone of India's growth model. Capital expenditure for financial year 2027 is pegged at 12.2 lakh crore rupees, underlining the government's belief in public investment-led expansion. Public capital expenditure alone stands at 11 lakh crore rupees, reflecting continuity rather than caution. To crowd in private capital and reduce risk, an infrastructure risk guarantee fund has been proposed. Dedicated REITs for CPSE assets aim to recycle capital locked in public enterprises. Urban and regional development remains central. Continued focus on infrastructure in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, reinforcing decentralized growth. Seven high-speed rail corridors, including Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, Bangalore, Delhi, Varanasi, and Varanasi, Siliguri, are envisioned as economic growth connectors, not just transport projects. Waterways, logistics, and new connectivity. The budget expands India's logistics imagination beyond roads and railways. 20 new national waterways to be operationalized over 5 years, regional training institutes for waterways, inland ship repair ecosystem in Varanasi and Patna, a coastal cargo scheme to boost coastal shipping, support for last mile connectivity and ecosystems for seaplane manufacturing. This marks a clear attempt to lower logistics costs and unlock underutilized transport corridors. Seen goods, revenue regulation, and public health alongside growth oriented reforms, the government has reaffirmed its hard stance on sin goods. From today, cigarettes, pan masala, and other tobacco products will cost more following the rollout of a revised tax regime, almost 40% higher GST. Higher excise duties have been imposed along with new health and national security cess specifically on pan masala. The move reflects a dual strategy: maintain stiff taxation on harmful products to discourage consumption, use predictable sin tax revenues to support public health priorities and regulatory enforcement. Unlike populist tax cuts, this approach reinforces fiscal discipline while aligning revenue policy with health and social outcomes. Finance, markets, and banking reform. On the financial front, the budget opts for reform over relief. A high level committee on banking for Viksit Bharat will undertake a comprehensive review of the banking sector. Proposed restructuring of PFC and REC signals consolidation and efficiency in power sector financing. A review of the foreign exchange management framework is planned. A market making framework for corporate bonds aims to deepen India's debt markets in a significant liberalization step. Foreign individuals can now directly invest in Indian equities. Individual limits rise from 5% to 10% and the combined cap increases to 24%, encouraging long-term foreign participation and deeper capital formation. Human capital culture and new age industries. The budget also invests in future skills and soft power. An Education to Employment Standing Committee will align education services growth and emerging technologies like AI. 1.5 lakh caregivers to be trained alongside hubs for medical value tourism. 3 new All India Institute of Ayurveda, bustling Ayush exports and farmer incomes. Strong backing for animation, VFX, gaming, and content creator labs across schools and colleges. On taxes, stability over surprise, no change in income tax slabs or rates. The 2025 regime remain continues. A bold long-term signal: tax holiday till 2047 for foreign cloud companies settling of data centers in India with a 15% safe harbor. provision. And we will conclude it that Union Budget 2026 is not designed to excite, it is designed to endure. By combining manufacturing ambition, infrastructure depth, disciplined taxation, and human capital investment, it presents a coherent blueprint for long-term national strength. From textiles and geopolitics to sin taxes and social regulation, this budget quietly stitches stability strategy and state capacity into India's growth story. That's all for today. Stay tuned with India, and in coming days we will be further analyzing other factors of the Union Budget 2026-27. Thank you.